Hello, and thanks for tuning in to another episode here at prettyhomeacademy.com. I'm your host, Christina Calhoun, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 commandments for buyers that are getting a loan. Keep these tips in mind and help your buyers successfully close their new home purchase. Tip number 1. Thou shalt not quit your job, become self-employed, or change your job. This is super important because you have to have time on your job in order to get a loan. So don't do any last minute changing before closing. Tip number 2. Thou shalt not buy a new car, truck, or van unless you want to live in that. The reason for this is because you're going to have a change in your debt to income ratio anytime you're making a large purchase. And this can totally cancel you being able to buy a home. So please warn your buyers about this one. It comes up a lot. In the meantime, if your car dies, make arrangements to borrow somebody's car or rent a car until you close. Tip number 3, do not excessively go spending big on your credit cards, or don't allow your payment, your minimum monthly payment, to fall behind. This can affect you for the next 90 days minimum, and you don't want to have that holding you up when you're ready to get to the closing table. So keep your credit card in your wallet. Tip number 4, thou shalt not spend the money that is set aside for closing costs. There's a lot of expenses that come up last minute when you're buying a home. Movers, even just buying boxes, furniture, things like that. There's last minute expenses, but you have to have these funds that are set aside for closing. In fact, you have to prove to the lender that you have enough funds in reserve to meet your closing costs. So don't be spending that money, just let it sit there in the bank. Tip number 5, thou shalt not omit debts or other liabilities from your loan application. You really need to be honest about what your debts are. And this is something that people aren't trying to hide on purpose, but it might be things that they forgot about. It could be things like child support payments. That one comes up a lot. Or maybe if you got divorced and you owe alimony, something like that. These things all need to just be disclosed fully in your loan application so that it doesn't cause any delays or problems when you're getting past the inspection, past the appraisal, and now the underwriter is finding these things. So don't leave those out of your loan application. Number 6, thou shalt not go out and buy new furniture for your entire new house. This is the same concept. You don't want a big change in your debt to income ratio, and buying a house full of furniture gets expensive. The same would apply for getting a whole new set of appliances. You have to wait until the day after closing to make these big purchases. Number 7, thou shalt not get new inquiries on your credit report. The way this would happen is if you went out and got a new credit card. Don't do that. And some buyers are really savvy shoppers and they know the interest rates are super low right now. So they may be shopping around at multiple lenders, but you can't be getting that many hits to your credit score, your credit report, because it will lower your credit score. And stick with maybe 1 or 2 lenders before making a decision, and they can do something called a soft pull on your credit rather than doing a full credit inquiry. So that's something to ask them about. Commandment number 8. This is a really important one. Thou shalt not make large deposits into your checking account without first checking with your loan originator. Now, this comes up if you have maybe a side job or maybe you're self-employed, or there's something where you have cash on hand, some mattress money, and you know that that closing's coming up and you're like, oh, let me put this cash into my account so that I have enough to cover my closing costs. But this does not go over well with underwriters. Before the closing, they have to source where your deposits are coming from. So if it's not something that's regular, like your paycheck or other items being deposited into your account and suddenly there's a large sum of money in there, they're going to have to get invoices and figure out where this is coming from. So just leave the mattress money in the mattress until closing. Number 9, thou shalt not change bank accounts. You need to keep the money where it is until you close. So don't go open up a new one with another bank just so that you can get whatever they're promoting for that month. Leave it where it is. They want it to be stable and consistent right before closing. And finally, number 10, thou shalt not co-sign for a loan with anyone prior to closing. Even though this is your favorite niece and she needs you to co-sign on a card, don't do it, because now you are liable for that debt and it changes all your numbers. Tell her to wait till the day after closing and then you can help her out. So that's it. You have all 10 of the buyer commandments. Thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to check out our website, prettyhomeacademy.com. We have other training videos there with tips and tricks of the trade so that you can help your clients be successful in their real estate transaction. Thanks for watching, and again, I'm Christina Calhoun. Have a good one.